Our lives are being overtaken by mass use of technology, but is it affecting us more than we actually think? In our busy lives, it feels more difficult to put the effort in to meet someone in person, but that's only because we compare it to texting and Facebook chatting. Have we ever taken the time and sat down to really think about the negative impacts on our mental health from communication through technology? I stand here for you today to inform you that because technology is making communication easier in today's world, it decreases the need to create personal contact. Consequently, this lack of human contact is causing increased anxiety, depression, and suicide in teenagers. Let's face the facts. The use of technology is much more efficient and faster for communicating in our world than it would be without. Surely, it would be very difficult to go let alone even a day without it. However, there are several negative side effects that come with this marvelous yet flawed innovation. Nowadays, we are accustomed to being nagged about our unhealthy tendencies to gear towards use of technology rather than meeting in person. Recently, many studies, statistics, and real-life experiences have proven how a lack of human contact can lead to serious mental illnesses. The term cyberbullying is being used more and more frequently due to the fact society moves in the direction of a technology-filled life. A fairly well-known story of a girl named Amanda Todd struggled with similar problems. In 2012, Amanda was a 15-year-old high school girl who was pressured into sending inappropriate pictures online, which were then used against her. She had to move schools several times, started experimenting with drugs and alcohol, self-harming herself, depression, and then ending her life. This tragic story is one of many individuals who have been affected through online communication. No one wants to be bullied or made fun of because, as we've seen in our lives, and especially through media, it often leads to depression, anxiety, and as we've seen, suicide. Cyberbullying is always happening. It could be happening to any one of you right now. The Do Something organization released a study that about 58% of kids admit someone has been said mean or hurtful comments to them online. More than 4 out of 10 said it has happened more than once. As well, bullying victims are 2 to 9 more times more likely to consider committing suicide. Now, these statistics are a sign which show that many people are affected by cyberbullying, and because of the overuse of our technology, will be at a higher risk to be affected. However, the statistics show it is very common and is much more common because of our mindset to lean towards technology over face-to-face contact, which means it's more likely for cyberbullying to occur and causes a higher susceptibility to depression, anxiety, and suicide. One of the common messages we always hear in our regular lives about people struggling with anxiety or feeling depressed is that they have no one there for them and no one they feel comfortable getting help from. Now, studies have shown that by developing strong relationships with your acquaintances, you can greatly reduce stress and anxiety in your life. Psychologist and sociologist Sherry Turkle shared in a broadcast that our technological devices are redefining human connection. Texting cannot serve as a substitute for a meaningful conversation where you can really get to know them on a deeper level. How does online communication help an individual have someone there for them if all we're doing now is online with a screen? People aren't born with the natural ability to feel comfortable with everyone all the time. When someone starts to feel socially isolated, they start to feel low self-worth, depressed, and unwanted because they have a fear they've been abandoned from their group and eventually from life itself. Additionally, isolation leads to the lack of social skills. In our lives, we spend a great deal of time walking around in our own little world while drowning out everything around us. These skills must be practiced with face-to-face contact with a human. They are life skills, and when people have a flaw, commonly in our world, other people will pick on you and make you feel awful, which can lead to mental disorders. Now, any addiction limits our life and stops us from doing other useful things. We are addicted to our technology. That is a fact. We are addicted to the luxury that has been given and shaped to our needs. Consequently, we don't spend enough time socializing, doing exercise, and keeping ourselves mentally and physically healthy as possible. Our addiction to technology restricts us from doing other things to benefit our bodies, and instead we create bad habits, which makes us lazier, gain more weight, develop poor eyesight, and overall a worse physical health. In our society, people bully and make others feel bad about their physical appearances and their flaws. In addition, a study at Penn State University showed that approximately 50% of bullying is due to their appearance and body image. This is likely a factor to reasons why teenagers may feel depressed and lonely. Now, as Mother Teresa said, loneliness and the feeling of being unwanted is the most terrible poverty. This quote really describes what can happen and suggests extreme consequences may be brought into consideration, such as suicide. We understand now that a lack of face-to-face contact with teenagers is being replaced with the use of communication through technology, and because of this, becoming more apparent in correlation with the development of anxiety, depression, and worse, suicide. If you're ever feeling like calling someone or texting someone, maybe after hearing my message you may reconsider. Maybe you'll take into account what I'm saying, or maybe you'll make one small choice, which could lead to 5 more choices, which then may have a great impact on the rest of your life. Thank you.